What's good, everyone? It is Tony the Savant. Hope you're having a good to great day. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, would y'all please subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on this channel. Share this video as well as leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested and intrigued what you all think about these topics that we discuss. No further ado. We're talking about the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. As if you wasn't aware, he had a fight recently, a co-main event with Tank Davis, when Tank fought Frank Martin a few weeks back. David Benavidez co-starred on that event, and he fought someone, Alexander. I can't remember the gentleman's last name, but older fighter. I believe he's like 36, 37. I believe he was a contender as well. But him and David Benavidez had a bout at 175. Now, if you wasn't aware, David Benavidez has traditionally fought at 168. That's where he's gained on his notoriety and popularity. He's gotten a bit of a reputation at 168 for fighting smaller guys. I don't share that opinion, as 168 is a bigger division. But anyway, he's gotten a bit of some criticism for fighting alleged smaller guys. So he took the challenge of moving up to 175, fighting some of the bigger trees up there, starting with this Alexander gentleman. And it just didn't look the same. I've seen some people giving him praise, saying he did well, all that kind of stuff. Me personally, in my boxing opinion, I did not like that performance from David Benavidez. He looked a little gassed. It didn't like his power translated well to 175 from 168, and he's getting some criticism from his critics, saying that he wasn't the Mexican monster. He didn't look like the Mexican monster, and again, I got to share that opinion as well. I was not impressed by his outing. In fact, in the second half of the fight, it kind of looked like David Benavidez was gassed, and Benavidez was never really known, for a lack of endurance at 168. But again, wasn't the worst outing I've seen from David Benavidez. This wasn't his traditional outing, so I don't want to make it seem like it was worser than it was per se. But it's been announced, David Benavidez announced that he will be returning to the 168 division. Now, I don't know who exactly is there for him to fight, who could be a 50-50 contender for him. But I do like this move on the chessboard because it puts him in the same division with Canelo Alvarez again. It also has given him a feel for what 175 feels like. Canelo has also been at 175 for a fight as well, in case they ever was to move up or get a catch weight. But I believe he's going to go back on his pursuit, his Canelo Alvarez fight pursuit, because it's the fight that everybody wants to see. Let's not front. Everybody wants to see this fight. I understand that David Benavidez is a quote-unquote bigger fighter than Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo Alvarez has been a bit of a bully, fighting a bunch of guys that have moved up from weight classes, a weight class or two. This would be 100 with that Jamel Charlo situation. A weight class or two below him, and he's been doing essentially the same thing that everybody's accusing David Benavidez of doing, essentially being a weight bully, fighting smaller guys, this, that, and the third. Now, again, I don't really share that opinion fully with with the Mexican monster David Benavidez, because at the end of the day, you're talking about guys like Andre, Caleb Plant. Those guys are comfortable at 168. Their skill sets translate to 168. These are the fights that he ended up taking because Canelo Alvarez wouldn't take the fight. And he did his thing. He showcased his skill set as much as he did his power and his prowess. But at the end of the day, I believe all of this falls on Canelo Alvarez's lap, as he is the one here with the power. He's the true A side of the division, and he won't fight the kid. So David Benavidez is in this a bit of a limbo, if you will. And I feel bad for him because it's making his career path a little confusing, not just to himself but to his fans as well. Because it's like, all right, we would love to see you at 75, fight the Bivals, the Better Bees, those guys at 75, the champions anyway. But he doesn't look. I don't think he would survive a fight against Bivol or Better Beef. But Bivol and Better Beef are 175 as far as those guys are comfortable there. Those guys are champions there. It would be very, very difficult for David Benavidez to move up as a contender without his skills and his power translating as well and getting in the ring with one of those dudes. As far as my opinion goes, Better Beef is the monster in 175. So, um, I'm just really concerned for David Benavidez as far as what he's going to do next, what fights he'll take that'll actually be, sellers and give him the momentum he needs to get a Canelo fight and or another, a big fight, super fight. Um, I just don't know how that comes about with the with the trajectory that he's on right now. And again, I feel bad for him, man, because this is kind of all on Canelo. If Canelo would just fight him, we can get the 168 division shaken up, moved around, do what we got to do. Canelo is kind of holding 168 hostage at this point in his career. Everybody knows it. Nobody does anything about it. The WBC has ordered Devin Haney to fight 15 minutes after his fight with Ryan Garcia, but they don't feel the same urgency when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, who's been at 168 with the WBC title for at least 3 years now, I believe. I know at least that's how long David Benavidez has been waiting for him. So 3 years time, it's just not fair, man. It's really not fair. And I wish boxing fans put as much pressure on Canelo Alvarez as they did Devin Haney or Deontay Wilder or Bud Crawford, any one of these guys. They want Bud to fight Boots, who's a whole 10 years in a different generation than Bud Crawford. And I hear fans clamoring for that. Anytime they talk about Boots, they bring up Bud Crawford. Anytime they come to Devin Haney got to fight the next best thing. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, but they don't have that same energy for a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Because I am truly of the opinion that if people put the same pressure on Alvarez that they did, say, Tank or I mentioned earlier, if they put the same pressure on him, not Tank, Devin Haney. They put the same pressure on Devin Haney, then on Canelo, the situation would be totally different. Boxing would be totally different. Make Canelo fight, man. Make Canelo fight. This dude fights everybody except who we want to see him fight. Nobody wants to see that Jaime Munguia fight, you know what I mean? Unless you're just a part of the Jaime Munguia fan base. Nobody wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia. Nobody wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus Skull, whoever this new dude, this new tomato can. And respectfully, he may not be a tomato can. I'm not so much familiar with his body of work. This next gentleman, Canelo Alvarez, is talking about fighting. But I do want to say that I'm 100% positive his skill set is nowhere near Canelo Alvarez's. and maybe that's cap on my part, but Canelo just seems to be cherry picking, and nobody's saying nothing to him about it. So all in all, we'll see what happens with David Benavidez. As like I said, he'll officially be going back to 168. I got to kind of survey the landscape again to see who's there for him to fight, because I kind of felt like Benavidez established himself as the boogeyman of 168. Really wasn't too many people that can get in his way, especially after that Demetrius Andre performance. I think he did his thing there. I had Andre, kind of winning that fight. It's foolish of me. But at the same time, again, we'll survey the landscape. I'm a big Benavidez fan, so I'm excited to see what's next for the young man. But That's all I got for y'all on this one, man. It is Tony the Savant. Please, once again, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Also, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. Leave your thoughts and your comments, your opinions in the comment section, because I'm always interested and intrigued with what y'all got to say about the topics we discuss. Once again, it is Tony the Savant. Peace.